All right, this is part two. Chris and I, it's so good. I didn't want to take, like, we try to keep these episodes about 18 to 20 minutes. And so we did the first two parts, and I'm not sure what we're going to call it, but it's really remarkable about AI and how do we get found inside of ChatGPT and Gemini, and how do we make sure that we're an AI powered loan officer? And so, what Chris and I are going to do is we're going to have part two. We're going to talk through. There's 4 points. He just covered the first two in the previous episode. So if you didn't listen to that, go back and listen to it. And then we're going to continue it. And let me say it before we dive in. Wherever you're at, make sure you subscribe, like, share. It helps us. It helps get the word out. This podcast is designed to really make it practical for you to have a great business, and we're here to support that. So, share, like, subscribe. It always helps us. And Chris, we this is a great conversation, man. We were talking about what to do very practically in your business and some simple things you can do. But we were also talking because I know your team does this for loan officers, and I got to tell you, it's such a phenomenal service. So, hey, go back over point number one, point number two, and then let's dive. Then just tell us what they are, and then dive into point three.
All right, cool. So point number one is you absolutely today need to start using artificial intelligence in your business so that you teach AI that you are an authority in the mortgage space.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why is because Google just started showing Gemini search at the top of all search results. So that was their big announcement during their Google I/O conference, one of many. But when you do a Google search, and you're ready to buy something, you're kind of at that zero moment of truth when you're going to purchase something, there's an AI agent that's going to show up at the top. And they have, in their testing, shown that when an AI answers the question at the top of search, less than 20% or over 80% of people don't click. They just
Mm-hmm.
read what the AI says and then take the next action. They're not even visiting websites. So if you want people to be able to find your brand online and you want to be able to generate new high quality consumer leads, which is product specific, you need to be an authority. And you do
Mm.
that by using AI to create all your content. Go back, listen to the other episode. We dive into it deep.
Okay.
Second thing is business directory listings.
Okay.
This is like old school SEO, but Google and all of the AIs need to be able to find you listed on all the business directories. Your name, your phone number, your address, and your website all have to be the same. That's table stakes to play the game.
Yeah, hey, that was an eye opener on the last episode. You got to go back and listen to it. But even understanding, because loan officers move, phone numbers change, emails change, websites change, and if all that's not congruent, you're in trouble because it's not going to recommend if it's confused.
That's right. And the third thing is social proof. And so these are ratings and reviews on your Google business profile. But they're starting to go out and use other sites in order to pull authority and recommend businesses. Now, I believe that Google's Gemini is going to stay totally focused on Google business ratings and reviews. So you want to focus all of your ratings and reviews there. But there's this interesting little hack that you can do. I hate calling it a hack, but there's not really it's like a reverse engineering strategy. We'll call
There
it
you
that.
go. That AKA hack.
Yeah, exactly. So if you go to ChatGPT specifically
Yeah.
and you say, hey, I'm ready to buy a home, find me the best loan officers or the best mortgage brokers in, and then insert your market and hit search. It's actually going to show you how it goes through the process of doing the research to determine which businesses it recommends in its response. And
Mm.
when you go back down to the bottom of the response, there's this little window at the bottom that says sources. You click on sources and it will show you all of the websites that it's gone and visited and pulled information from in your local market to make the decision on who it recommends.
Wow.
So a lot of people are like, okay, that's cool. But the way I look at that is it's literally giving us a list of the places where you need to go list your business to build authority with the AI so that it recommends you. This
Mm.
is
Hmm.
backlinking in
Hmm.
SEO, now done because AI gives us the pathway and makes it super easy. We used to have to pay for a tool that was $2,000 a month just so we could reverse engineer competitors that we were going to go outrank for our clients. AI now just like gives it to us.
Yeah.
So what you do is you look for all the places where you can produce content and send it to them and have them post it. Oftentimes, there's business directories where you can list your business for like a one-time donation of $47, and they'll list the links back to your site. So you can actually go reverse engineer where AI is getting its information from and then putting your information on those sites.
Wow.
Amazing.
That is
Now,
amazing.
I've been reverse engineering a lot of this stuff by going in and just looking at searches. And we look at all the major marketplaces, we look at small markets. So this is kind of an aside, but if you go to Vancouver, Canada, it is arguably the most competitive market in the Canadian space. It's like Vancouver and Toronto, two biggest cities. Two out of the three mortgage brokers that are listed on the front page are our SEO clients, right? Have worked
Mm.
with us on SEO. And so I'm constantly looking at these markets on what's moving, what sites are going up, what sites are going down, why. And I discovered that PR, which is press, and getting backlinks from these major services is a huge authority factor with
Mm.
artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
And almost nobody in the mortgage space knows how to do it or does it.
Yeah.
And so a press release is how they decide what goes on the news every single day. So there's a news director that sits at each news agency, and they have this news wire, and it's just a feed of clickbait, basically, right? They sit down at their desk and they pick out the clickbait headlines that they're going to run on the news, and that's what the newscasters are actually talking about, is how they pick who goes on the morning shows and all this stuff. Well, there's a service that you can subscribe to so that you can call yourself a news agency and put articles into that feed to get picked up by major news agencies.
Wow. Yep.
So what we started doing is every single client that we have on our SEO, and we now call it our digital branding package, we buy press releases for them. And you can go price them out. They're $500 a piece, US.
Yeah.
We pay for them for our clients because they're that powerful. But the real magic is in how you write them,
Mm.
because you actually have to have newsworthy information tied to a keyword that gets put out into those sources. But the way that we write them, we're getting anywhere between like 300 and 400 news agencies that are taking that press release and putting it as a blog on their site.
Right. You may not get news coverage like on the 6 o'clock news, but they're pulling it
Right.
on the blog and saying, this is great.
Exactly. With a link that goes back to your website. So
Wow.
AI sees, hey, there's this local mortgage lender, and they're the only one that's gotten national press coverage on
Wow.
a. And so for our clients, we're going through and we're doing press releases, one for reverse mortgage, one
Yeah.
for VA, one for non-QM,
Wow.
right?
Yeah.
And so the authority on the topic that we write the press release for gets tied to the loan officer's profile and builds the authority with AI. So when it's looking for an expert and it sees you using AI to create the content, having that helpful content on your website, it's indexed properly, you've got your HTML done all properly, you've got everything's done on your website properly. It sees all your business directories lined up. It sees you've got 5-star ratings and reviews from healthy, happy past customers, you're active, you've got press release, and you're posting good content on social media, answering people's questions. It's like authority earned,
Here's the
and
recommendation.
you go to the
Wow.
recommendations.
Yeah. Hey there, if you're loving the tips so far, make sure to hit that subscribe button and tap the bell so you never miss out on more cool free tips coming your way. I'd also love to hear from you. Make sure to drop a comment below and let me know what you think, or what it is you want to see next. And we'll see you on the inside. See you. Man, that's so powerful.
It's wild. It's not for somebody who needs a deal today, but
No, no, no.
for
We talk about two types of prospecting. One is, and I like to call it fishing. Like, I got to eat today. I need to drop my line in the water, grab a fish, I eat. This is farming, which is, and you said something in last week's episode that really, for me, I hope everybody went back and listened to that episode. When you said this is the ground floor, how many people wish that when Google came out, we really paid attention to be the ground floor because it's the early adopters, the first adopters that are hard to knock off in the future because there
That's
becomes,
right.
at some point, Chris, such a powerful authority in AI, you almost may not knock them off because I'll tell you this, I guarantee you there are less than 1,000 loan officers in the country even thinking about this kind of stuff.
That's
Like,
right.
in that have even taken action to help position themselves. And here's what I want to say to our, to my all of my action takers, everybody a part of our community. Like, there's two responses, Chris. One is, oh my gosh, how am I going to do all this? And the other
Hmm.
one is, how can I spend a few dollars to have somebody else do it for me while I keep prospecting and building relationships? And that's what I love about our friendship, and I love about the connectedness that we have, and really my commitment to, like, I'm all in on the loan officer CRM.ai. I'm all in on everything you're doing is serving the loan officer. And it's like, look, as a loan officer, I can go try to figure all this out. As a branch manager, I can try to figure this out, or I can invest a few dollars that will have a 10x return over the next 6 to 12 months as this AI continues to accelerate. And hey, listen, I would encourage you guys, talk to Chris's team. AImortgagedeals.com. And listen, I don't get paid. Like, he's not writing me a check for this. We're friends. I am a massive adopter on the CRM. My wife is a massive adopter. Our teams are massive adopters. And it's because it's the greatest tool that we're like, it has helped us actually bring in deals and close loans. And so go to AImortgagedeals.com and talk to his team. I know he's got the loan officer CRM, he's got the SEO, he's got the branding. I mean, he's got so many products that he's designed with you in mind. And I don't know if everybody knows your story, Chris, but even like how you got in the business, your dad was in the mortgage space. And you just got really smart on, hey, what if we made this easier? And then you started getting so good at it. It's like, well, what if we help other people? And now you got a great company that serves our space. And and I know so many like of the results that we're getting. And so I just want to encourage you, go to AI Mortgage Deals with an S.com and talk to Chris's team. They'll help you out with it. So it's a big deal. Hey, and
That's all.
and let me ask you this, because like what I think about is and this is real conversation. But Chris, I just think I don't want somebody who's listened to these last two episodes say, "Oh my gosh, my business is going to fold." Listen, it really is. You can
It
begin to
won't.
have the fear of AI, but let me tell you this: AI is not replacing the human touch.
That's right.
AI, we're years away from somebody like I even thought about this. How many millions and millions of people won't use Gemini because they don't still trust AI? Like,
That's right.
we're not there yet. But I'll tell you this, these next 5 years can be a gold mine if you take a first step. And to
That's right.
blindly ignore it and say, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing, I would tell you that that's not a good recipe because it is changing. And what I do know is with some very simple things, and even with what you told us already, like there's a couple things if you didn't feel like, hey, I want to hire somebody to help me do it, you could go adopt right now and it'll change the way you're viewed and seen inside of AI and Google. So I just want to encourage you, have a conversation. AImortgagedeals.com, and see if that's something that working with Chris's team can help you, because I'll tell you this, it's a game changer for me personally. And I am grateful that you helped me, because it's easy to say, oh my gosh, it's changing so fast. But what you always do, and I love it in the Breakfast Club, like in the mornings, you always just bring it back to where there's a lot of noise. Here's what affects you, and this is what you got to focus on. Only focus on this, ignore everything else. And I think
Yeah.
that's the gift, because I can, as long as I can just know, okay, there's a lot of noise. Here's what I focus on. Now I can take steps. So, all right, man, give us some
Fantastic.
thoughts,
Thank
some
you.
final thoughts. Huh?
Final thought. This is all incredible information for you to be taking out and booking appointments with qualified agents with. It's like, hey, I'm learning about AI.
Yep.
I'm working in my business to be AI forward. I don't have this all figured out, but I'd love to have a conversation with you. How are you using AI?
Yeah.
Let's get together and have a conversation. It's just another way to book an appointment with a qualified agent.
I
If
love
you
it.
look, that's really, Steve, you mentioned my story. That's my story. I take technology and I use that to leverage high value, really top performing real estate relationships. You learned about the press release strategy on today's episode. you've now got a talking point where, if you're invested in the program or you want to go out and, slug through how to write a press release that actually gets accepted and put it out there, we can go off of that as hey, I've got all the PR done for my business. Hey, Mr. or Mrs. Qualified Real Estate Agent, would you like to do a PR with me? And you can say your website has been listed on NBC, ABC, all that stuff. What another great way to open up a relationship with a qualified agent. Now, you don't want to be a shiny object vendor.
Right.
You want them to do business with you because of your loan process and the way that you do your business. But isn't it a very unique way to open up, cut through the noise, and get that first appointment so that you can prove the relationship? And that is an AI-powered loan officer.
I love it.
Taking the fundamentals and the knowledge that other people are scared of and running away from and saying, no, this is going to help empower my business because I'm educated and I'm talking about this stuff and I am on the leading edge. Yes, it makes your business run better, but it also positions you as an AI-powered LO, which I believe those are the ones that are going to take the market in the future because they're using it for their database marketing, they're using it for their relationship marketing, and eventually it becomes consumer direct. But you get so much benefit from just the referral aspect of it that it's more than worth doing and leaning in on.
Man, I love it. Well, this is great advice. And I just appreciate you keeping the loan officer leadership community on the cutting edge. And so I cherish our friendship. I cherish what you're doing for the industry and keep leading the way, man. And for everybody who's on the podcast today, I would encourage you, AImortgagedeals.com. He's got several products, and each one of them, like the CRM, what I love about it too is it eliminates the dialer. It eliminates BombBomb. It's got an AI auto attendant. It's got journeys and tech. I mean, literally for what it's saving you in external expenses, it'll pay for itself. And then as you're ready to take the next step, it's like, hey, I get some more dollars in, I put some in my pocket, and then I put some in my business. And I'll tell you this SEO strategy is one of the ones that I would encourage you. Invest in your business now so that 5 years from now, you're not saying, I wish I would have got ahead of the curve. You can own your market today, but you got to start today. And so there is an urgency to that. So check out what Chris is doing. And let's see here. And Chris, let's see here. Thanks, man. AImortgagedeals.com. And then for all of our listeners, look, if you need a plan and you want to add some AI to the practical side of making the calls and who to call and what to do, I've got an 8-week boot camp launching here in a couple of weeks. Go to freedomplanningcall.com. I do an 8-week intensive. You want to look at how we can help you on the phone calls and the process and removing chaos, go to freedomplanningcall.com. We'd love to help you. Grateful to be on the journey. Remember to like, share, subscribe so that you get the episodes as they come out. And listen, give us a review. You feel like this episode has been impactful? Put a review out there. It always helps us in the rankings, and we certainly appreciate it. Remember this, anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Just get started. See ya.